So given question number 4, we have got the diagram that we were actually going to consider here. So the statement is in the diagram below, we are given the first, which is the outer triangle, according to this one. The first, which is the outer triangle, is an equilateral triangle with sides of 8 centimeters. Remember, an equilateral triangle, all the sides are the same, they're equal. So we are given that all the sides of the outer triangle, it is equilateral, having 8, 8, 8, and so on. Then from there, we are given that a second triangle is drawn within this triangle by joining the midpoints of the sides of the first triangle. Meaning to say the second triangle, this one that we are seeing inside this one, it was being drawn by joining the midpoints. Midpoints, remember, from your analytical geometry, guys, is simply dividing by 2. Meaning to say this is going to be 4, this will be 4. All right, if you divide by 2 this side, this will be 4, this will be 4. You divide this one, this will be 4, this will be 4. The triangle being formed definitely inside here is going to be an equilateral triangle. So if there is 4 and 4 here, what does it mean? It means also the wall of this side here is going to be 4. The wall of this side is going to be 4. The wall of this side is also going to be 4. That is what it means. So this process is continued without end. All right, it has to end when we do not have like this, but it's going to be very small, so, and so on. The process, what is the process? The other triangle that is, which is the third one, this one that is inside, it was being drawn by joining the what? The midpoints of the second triangle, this one. So if it was like that, it means this triangle, if it was drawn at midpoints, we're going to divide 4 this time, divided by 2. So this was going to be 2, 2. This will be 2. All right, we are divided by 2. So this will be 2. If this is 2, if this is, mean you say this is also 2. This is also 2, the wall of this. The triangle that is following inside was being found by dividing this at midpoints. So you have to divide by 2. This is 1, 1, 1, and so on. So this will be 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on. So that will be the case. From the outer triangle going inside. Midpoints means if it was 8, you divide it by 2, and so on and so on. So the question is, out of this information that you're given, what is the perimeter of the fourth triangle? What is the perimeter? We understand it's a perimeter of a triangle, and it's an equilateral triangle where I say the sides are equal. So perimeter is simply 3 times one side, or 3 times L, which is the length of the given triangle, just the side. So the fourth triangle is you are entering inside the fourth one. What will be its perimeter? So we just need to know what is the side. The first one, the outer triangle, the outer one, its side or its length was 8. The one that is following, we can see that its length is 4 because it was joined at what? At midpoints. Midpoint simply means half of 8. We just have to divide by what? By 2. So it is 4. The one that is following, divide by 2. That's a 2. The one that is following 2 divided by 2, that's a 1. And so also it's going to be 1 over 2 and so on. So meaning to say the first triangle, the second triangle, the third triangle, the fourth triangle. That is what we are seeing by dividing by 2 because they are joined at midpoints. So it has a length of 1 centimeter. This is length 8. This 4, the 2 that we are seeing, represents the length. So therefore, the perimeter was going to be 3. Remember, I said 3 times one side. So it's 3 times the length is 1 centimeter. So 3 times 1 was going to give us what? 3 centimeters. Remember, these other units are in what? Centimeters. So that was going to be the perimeter. of the fourth triangle as you are entering inside, it has a length of 1 centimeter times 3. You have the perimeter. Then the other question is, what is the perimeter of the nth triangle? Meaning to say, as the triangles are entering inside there, we have the fourth one, the fifth, the sixth, and so on and so on. What about the nth? What is the expression for the perimeter? How can you simply determine that perimeter? Just like this one. We could have determined simply if there was an expression representing the perimeter, but there was no expression. So we had to follow the steps of calculating perimeter. What about if they want you to calculate the perimeter, which is follow maybe the fifth triangle? The fifth one. You have to divide by 2, by 2, by 2, by, guys, it's going to be a lot. So this is it. We are supposed to form, since it is perimeter, let's talk of the sequence. Yes, it's supposed to be a series where you're adding the terms and this and that, but let's just talk of a sequence for these perimeters. This one, guys, remember here we are talking of the sides of a triangle. The sides, 3 times s. These are sides. These ones are sides. It was a sequence which was formed from the sides of a triangle. To say if the first one has got 8 centimeters, the second one is going to be 4 centimeters, 2 centimeters. So the fourth one has got 1 centimeter. Then we calculate the perimeter. But we need a sequence for what? For the perimeters this time. For the perimeters. Because they are talking of the perimeter there, the nth term for the perimeters. So if the first triangle is 8 centimeters, what about its perimeter? Remember, its perimeter is 3 times the side. So it is simply 3 times what? 8, because we're talking of, for guys, an equilateral triangle. That is why I'm talking about 3 times s. Otherwise, the perimeter is supposed to add side plus side plus side. 3 times you add. But these sides are the same. That is why I'm using what? 3s, like that one. So 3 times 8, that was going to give us 24. We are calculating the perimeter. So in terms of the perimeters, we are forming a sequence for the perimeters. We move on to this one. The side is 4 centimeters. What about its perimeter? 3 times what? 3 times 4. Its perimeter is 12. The same times 2. This 2 here, you multiply to 3. 3 times 2 was going to give us 6. This one, its perimeter, we already calculated its perimeter. It was 3. 3 times 1. These are perimeters for the triangles. So meaning to say, we have formed a sequence to say we can even determine here what is going to be the perimeter of the 5th triangle, the 6th triangle, the 7th one, the 8th one, and so on and so on. So if we've got a sequence representing the perimeters here, if we've got a sequence representing these perimeters for the given triangles, therefore we can find its nth term from this. What type of a sequence have we formed? Is it changed? We can see that it is a geometric, guys. Here's a common ratio if you got to check this one properly. From the first term, second term, third term, and so on. Remember, R is T2 over T1. That's 12 divided by 24 is 1 over 2. All right, that one is going to give us 1 over 2. We move on to the other one, T3 divided by T2. That's 6 over 12, which is 1 over 2. As you can see, we have got 1 over 2 throughout. So that is a geometric progression that we are talking about. So we can calculate or represent Tn, the nth term for these perimeters. So Tn, remember, for a geometric is given by AR to the exponent of n minus 1. So substituting the value of A and the value of R there was going to give us Tn. So Tn, A is the first term, which is 24, R being the common ratio, that is 1 over 2 to the exponent of n minus 1, just like that. So with this, guys, with this formula, With this nth term formula, we can determine the perimeter for any given triangle. Is it the 10th triangle? All right, let's just prove for the second triangle, because we can see already the perimeter is 12. Or even for this one, the fourth triangle that we're being asked here. Remember, we said the perimeter is 3. If you are to substitute for the fourth triangle, you substitute a 4 here. You are going to see that the answer was going to be 3. For the first triangle, this one, if you substitute 1 here for the first triangle, you're going to see that your answer is 24, which is the perimeter. So be careful, guys. Exam, they are testing a lot of things. It is not just, okay, I know the sequence, I know the series, this and that. No. Understand the question. There is something, each question, take it with a pinch of salt. There is something that they're asking in that particular question that they need you to understand. So try by all means to do as many revisions as you can, because you might have the basics. Most of you guys, you just have the basics. Okay, I just know this is the formula for arithmetic. This is the formula for geometric. That is not enough. We need applications. Exam is all about application. So you see, this question can be familiar to another question. That is why you need to do as many questions as you can. So that's it, guys, from Maison African Motives. Till we meet again.